Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Batman, the 1960s television show with, of course, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. We're going to look at a specific episode in season 3 with Milton Berle as Louis the Lilac. He was, of course, the head gangster of this group of kind of interesting individuals. We won't get too much into them. I want to more focus on Milton Berle and his effect on the show. Lots of stuff happened while he was on set. It was kind of a tumultuous time, not in a negative way, I would say. I guess if you're a producer or someone who actually wanted to get the show done, kind of a headache on camera, and not his own fault. You'll see what I mean in just a little bit. But all of this comes from the actor himself. His name was Richard Bacallion. He played Arbutus. In fact, this man was actually kicked off the set, and I'll tell you why. It's, again, really comical. It was a very big draw for many actors, both in television and in movies, to be on this show on Batman. The reason was because it was very popular, it was very famous at the time, and you were in the in club if you were on the show. People like Vincent Price, again I mentioned Milton Berle, so many different actors came on this show, Cesar Romero, Frank Gorshin, so that they could make a name of themselves on the show. You were cool if you were on Batman. Now, going back to the actor Richard, he noted that it was actually a fun show to do and to be on. Everybody wanted to be on it. This comes from him, and he's not the only one who says it. Others say this as well. He recalled that he had so much fun playing second fiddle to Louis the Lilac, that is Milton Berle, because they actually stole all the flowers in Gotham City. It was kind of a ludicrous episode, but that's what the show was all about. It was fun to watch. He mentions how Milton Berle was such a fun guy. He was so funny. He was just such a character on and off set that everyone would just start cracking up. They would just start laughing in the middle of takes, and they couldn't keep it together. It was actually very difficult to film things. He mentions that he kept breaking me up every time we said a few lines. Every time he went in to do a scene in his costume, he would just stand there and laugh. That is Richard. And now when they stopped laughing, he knew that he was gonna laugh, so then he started to laugh again. It was kind of an uncontrollable laughter. So the production manager, his name was Sam Strangis, he also mentioned something very similar, that it was very difficult to shoot this episode. In fact, a lot of the scenes where they were outside in the grass with the flower childs and so forth, that was in Rancho Park. Rancho Park being right across the street from 20th Century Fox Studios, where a lot of this was filmed. They actually had 1,000 kids, close to 1,000, that showed up on this day in this giant park, and adults as well. And they came around to see Batman, to see Adam West, Burt Ward, to see Uncle Milty, Uncle Milton Berle as many called him. And again, Milton Berle played ham to this. He loved it. He had a cigar in hand, and he just loved being around people. He was a very amicable person as well. He told jokes to the kids, he signed autographs, and in fact, he had no limit. He just kept going and catering to all the fans out there to make sure that everyone was happy. This precluded them to actually lose a day of shooting. That's a lot of money that they lost in shooting this episode, more than they expected, just because of the fame of Milton Berle and all the actors being at Rancho Park. After this, of course, they had a lot of opportunities to be at the park, and they decided not to because of all the difficulty they encountered here. So that's this interesting piece of information on how this actor Richard was kicked out on set until he could control himself to be able to film the scenes, and the fact that Milton Berle technically lost the production thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, just because the fact that he was so popular. So many people came around to see him, to ask for autographs, and it took away from the time to make this episode. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. If you are a fan of Batman, the 1960s show, I have a whole playlist of so many videos looking at all the villains, the actors. I think you'll absolutely love it. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, guys and gals, be hopeful. Thank you to everyone who supports me and my channel, especially through Patreon, where you could be listed on here. My awesome Diamond tier patrons Gary N, Sydney R, David D, and Ricky. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you back real soon. Links, playlists to my other 1,300 videos could be found in the description.